Another edition of the Blue Review. Greg Bergman, the big CY, Clinton Yates over there, and the Blue Review, as always, presented by Los Angeles International Airport, where changes are arriving daily to help reduce traffic, save travelers time, and transform the travel experience. Clinton, really, really bad day for the Dodgers yesterday. Dustin May hurts his elbow, out for at least a month, maybe more. In my opinion, they got to go do something right now to go get a starting pitcher.
Agree with you on that, but just to give the listeners and viewers an idea of exactly how important this Dustin May news is, I walked into the radio studio yesterday after doing TV, and within 3 seconds of me walking into the room, 3 separate people had, did you see Dustin May? Did you hear about Dustin May? Did you hear about, like, it's a problem. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's injuries here and there that can affect the ball club throughout the course of the season. But when a guy who's coming off of major reconstructive elbow surgery is going onto the IL with the same elbow in pain, that's pretty much as bad as it gets as far as what, you know, the presumption is of his health. Now, 6 weeks at minimum basically means he's on the shelf and we don't know. Now, going to make a move, you have to, because as we've talked about all season, Dustin May as a guy is going to have to, he had to be one of the more important parts of the staff in order for this team to be able to get the number of wins that they needed to get to the division. You can't just call somebody up from Oklahoma and replace Dustin May. That's not how that's going to work. The talent level is not going to be there. And yeah, I agree with you. You got to go out and get somebody because you just don't want to lose the momentum you've had in these last 3 weeks, which they played great baseball. Yeah,
they really have been. And look, you're still going to be okay at the top. So you're still going to have Urias, Kershaw, and Gonsolin, he's still coming off of his injury, but he has looked really good. But then it starts getting a little bit dicey there. Michael Grove still on the IL. Ryan Pepio still on the IL. Now they could be coming off soon, but at the same point, they were still guys that were in the AAA just last year. Right. They were the guys that were supposed to just sit there in the 5th spot. And then Noah Syndergaard, he just left the game because he had the blister, and then he left the last game on Monday because there was something going on too. So we don't know what's going on with those, and now you need a full frontline starter to go here because that's how good Dustin May could be. And it could be, I don't want to speculate on certain guys, but guys like Corbin Burns and maybe mixing it in with Willy Adames so that you have some kind of move that you have to get your shortstop kind of short out when it comes from the offensive side. Yeah. And he's like a good defender too. And you get a really, really good pitcher who is not happy in Milwaukee.
What I'm going to say, though, is I'm bummed for Dustin, man. This is a crappy situation. Like when a guy who's been working that hard to come back re-injures it. I mean, he came out of that game early too. It wasn't like this was some long sustained thing where in the 7th, all of a sudden it went. He threw 16 pitches and all of a sudden he had to leave. And like, you know, what that does for morale in a clubhouse is always difficult to gauge. You never really know because different guys are impacting in different ways. But, I mean, it's the mash unit over there right now in terms of what the Dodgers are dealing with. Max Muncy got the knee situation. Don't know what's going on with him. So this is a hard part of Dave's job right now in terms of Roberts, you know, at the top trying to negotiate all these different characters on his roster. This is a tough stretch. I mean, you know what I mean? Like for the team. And this is why baseball are long seasons. And sometimes you just kind of get through it more so than anything because it's a long campaign, shall I say.
Yeah, no, it is. And they really have the IL is getting fuller and fuller as we go along. So hopefully they can figure something out.
I wanted to bring something up that I texted you yesterday. So the Chicago White
Sox
have started a right-hander in 162 straight games. Now, that's not the entirety of a season, but that is a full season of games. The all-time record holder for righties started in a row, the Los Angeles Dodgers, which a number closer to 700 than not, from 1992 to 1997, years in which you and I were both very much alive. I've been thinking about this all day. Like 600 games in a row by a righty? Like what? How does that happen is my question. Baseball has some weird numbers, man. And those two are really, really fun ones.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's weird. So like I was trying to think when you sent me that, I was shocked and I went back and I was trying to think about that time. And I was like, you know, when I was younger, I remembered it. I thought every pitcher was a righty. It just kind of now I never thought about it until you sent that to me. But right. I remember going back and being like, wow, everybody, I just didn't even know like, ooh, a left-handed pitcher. Oh
Yeah.
my God, this is wild. Oh my God, you're so different than everybody else. Because that was a huge part of my childhood watching games.
Yeah.
92 to 97. That's hardcore time. That's
Right.
Karros and Piazza and all those dudes. So yeah, it's wild that it was that many in a row. I just never even thought that it would be different, I guess, at that point.
Weird, wild stuff. This is what we bring here at the Blue Review. Wacky stats from the corners of the internet that you can tell your friends and act like you learned them on your own. That's how we do it.
That's exactly it. And also, I just want to let you know, and Clinton, we're aware of this, but we are going to be giving away a Mookie Betts bobblehead. I don't know when, in the next couple of weeks, but we're gonna figure it out. It's gonna be probably next week. But this guy right here is going to be going out. We're gonna figure out how we're gonna do it. But you listen to the Blue Review, and you'll be able to win this thing from us. So just letting you know.
Everybody wants a bobblehead with its own commercial, so make sure to engage us on social.
That's what I'm saying. All right, for Clinton Yates, I'm Greg Bergman. Thank you to LAX, and we'll see you mañana.